a bit topic that also been recently engaging with on Twitter tweets and so on, a little bit all these bits and pieces that has been going around, so-called pay to win, pay, on the, pay to progress, progress to play, and all these bits and pieces, and I just want to have a little bit input on that about as well. You know, First and foremost, it's like I've set a couple of key points that matter. It's like, if you think about it, it's like 20, 30 years ago that it has been, if you think it's 20, 30 years ago, or think about it, the whole thing about the game industry back then was only different league on a different set of minds, Such a thing did not exist back then. All the sort of, you go pay to win, all these digital copies. I mean, I'm gonna list all the things that have changed the games industry so much because of those elements or things. I'd say the first thing is first the digital copies. From physical copies going to digital copies, and then from the digital copies into like digital, you call them hard drive, digital hard drive, cloud platform copies now. Then you have your so-called your constant game increases or price increases since some time now. Like, I remember when PC games used to cost like 30, 35, 40 euros max now, and then they get expanded up to like 35, 40, 40, 45, 50, which is okay. I could accept for 50 euros too, but then like the whole shift again from 50 to 55 from 50 to 60, from 60 to 70, which is now the almost the standard price for everything. New game release now, from Call of Duty to Battlefield to Diablo 4, all the other AAA companies and all these other major main game titles on PC or for PC cost like 70 euros. I bet whenever GTA 6 will come out, I bet it will cost a little bit more than 70 euros, I bet. But that's what we're gonna see when it's gonna be announced or revealed, right? Until then, it's gonna be until then. And otherwise, you have then, and then obviously you had your consoles that also have changed dramatically the price in the console section. I remember with the PS1 generations, the console I had, PS1, I remember it used to cost 300 Deutschmarks. For the first time I was gifted, or I was born to my parents, my father, and 300 Deutschmarks, that was like converted in euros, like 150 euros, right? 150 euros for PS1 back then was, let's say, not too bad. But then, because the Deutschmark was, let's say, was changed or was replaced with the euros, the current Deutschmark, the price became the euro standard price, basically 300 Deutschmarks suddenly became just not 150 euros but 300 euros now. And 300 euros in Deutschmark, this would be like 550, 600 euro, 600 Deutschmarks, opposite now. And yeah, it's like the double the price, just like this, just by changing the different or replacing the currency. And talking about the console price, I remember the PS1 games costs. I know Tekken 3 used to cost like 50 Deutschmarks. That was then changed to 25 euros. Uh, I don't remember that cock buying. I remember because I bought multiple times of Tekken 3 for PS1 because I remember PS1 games on PS1 were actually really, would say, had a tendency to go either break, go malfunctioning, or go like a little bit scratch on the disc, and the game just won't not run. And that's like sayonara to Tekken 3 or to the PS1 games, and you had to buy a new one. So it's like, I remember I had at least 3 copies of Tekken 3. I had at least 3 copies of NBA Live 99, and at least like multiple copies of Need for Speed Hot Speed 2, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit. I had only 1 copy. Did not break, but I had like many others. Uh, you know, even and what I also liked is like, uh, you know, and then of course you had N64. I haven't had N64, but a friend of mine had. I remember the 64 era. I'm not sure how many what the price were back then, but surely it was also not too chubby. But and then when the PS2 came out, I think it was again. Uh, um, Actually, do I have the price list for that? I wonder if I still have it. Um, oh, yeah. It's basically uh, say PS1 here exactly. PS1, $299 like we had a Deutschmarks that became it was 150 euros, but then they replaced with euros. The Deutschmark price became the euro price, so 300 Deutschmarks became like 300 euros, and 300 euros that was uh, reverted into Deutschmark like 600, and it's like double my price. Yeah, basically this was like the price of PS1 back then in say 99, 96, 97, right? Then obviously, let's say PS2 came out. I didn't have PS2 back then at the starting point, but you can say it was for 300 euros as well. Uh, and then of course on PS2 we had PSP. I remember 250 euros, or about 200 euros. I remember PSP 2000, the light, not the light, but the PSP Slim I had. I'm still having it somewhere lying around. Then obviously after that, yes, PS3. Oh shit, really? PS3 was for 500 euros or 600 euros or up to 600 euros. Yeah, I must say, PS3, I think up to date is one of the biggest, best consoles that Sony ever had in terms of the, in terms of like the up notches, upgrades in the Blu-rays, the whole gaming experience that the PS3 used to have to offer or has to offer now, and the time span that has lasted until PS4. I mean, PS3 had at least like how many? They had the old PS3. They had the PS3 Slim, and then another PS3 like this, and another PS3 Slim edition. Like four type of PS3 versions, and then obviously PS4 came out for 400 euros. Really? PS4 was for 400 euros only? Wow. And obviously you have PS5 now that has a value between 400 to 500 euros. Right, with a digital copy or physical medium slot, or a completely physical digital, hard drive, not just a hard drive and so on. But then it's a well, going back to the topic, I'm going straight out back then. The whole philosophical point back in the days with the gaming, it was on a different league. It's like, let's say, next after the prize, it was just after mentioning the changes from from physical to digital copies, and then on the price tag increases, and then obviously the shifting matters or the evolution with the content or system by something like, as you would known for today, the Battlepass system that has allowed the gaming now for some time to be having a little bit of facelift among the content in that current current game release debut, and on top of the game there's you go to Battle Pass. It's either free or you can get them for additional price. It's a 10 euros for the premium pass, or like 10 euros just for the pass. To get extra, cosmetics, getting a little bit more other type of rewards, like progression type of rewarding system now. So many other bits and pieces that Battle Pass has to offer: in-game currencies, in-game, it's a in-game skin, cosmetics, right? Skins, all this stuff, mounts, and so many other more bits and pieces that Battle Pass has to offer. And with that, the whole Battle Pass journey, the whole games industry has changed again. So much more vastly different than how it was before without the Battle Pass, or without any Battle Pass, And then, obviously, the time passes by even more, and then things started to go even more like into a different, more up the routes, like among the path, like you also have been having like what you call it, what do you call them? Well, basically you have your digital game copies. You have your new default price for games on PC, on console, and you have your Battle Pass, and then you also have your so-called pre-orders, early access, or just early access, and then also an early access when you pre-order, and then you have also so-called uh, a exclusive beta access or 100% beta access when you pre-order. Basically, if you want to have participate in a beta of that or certain game, no, it don't want to be like in traditional way back in the days. You will think, no, sign up the beta up, no, you may get eventually. But now it's like a little bit different again. You buy the pre-order, and you get yourself not just the early access, and not just the pre-order goodies, but you also enable to yourself to give a little bit beta access. So you can, one of the people can try out a bit actually when the game becomes or is changes to beta status now. That's where you can actually try the beta onwards and have a little bit of your experience prior it becomes ready for release now. That's that. The other one is of course the also called cash shop. The cash shop that offers elements like aside the cosmetics, mounts, player progression, and so on type of things, but also like features that gives the players the advantage of others. So called it's known as the pay to win feature, and it allows the player progression and the progression of the player to give the advantage of having certain exclusivity ahead of its time and giving you, let's say, the boost, and having the so easier wins when competing with other players, and this makes us so much more less fun for people who just came in without any of these extra goodies, just try to play out as as fresh as they could with a friendly heads up, and then if someone comes across you with a highly fully geared, strong, overpowered type of character, you can just ult in one hit. You're like, fuck that. Like, nah. It's not what I have signed up for, what I have bought for. You get my ass kicked over and over again because someone actually is not better than me, but has because of the pieces that has the game offered in that time before it became like release status, and yeah. And otherwise, also the format being the full version and the free-to-play type of version has also changed the whole game's philosophical approach. It is today vastly not the same anymore. If you summarize it and think about the pattern, right? You have the digital copies, you have the price increases for consoles for the PC platform. You have the free-to-play format. You have the mobile game platform. You have the cash shop. You have the pay-to-win features. You have the early access plan. You have the pre-order, pre-order type of bonuses, perks that gives you also early access and beta, beta access, and obviously the game's content-wise known as Battle Pass. There's another layer on top with, no, not I think not the cake, but something around the icing of the cake. Right? The icing on the cake would be something like. Yeah, you know, I've been thinking what it would be like if you, in today's world, you would just remove all those things. How does the game would feel again? And let's say there are a couple of things to, to what what it would feel like if you would remove the battle pass, if you remove all the pay to win features, all the cash shop content, remove all the all the things that had actually disturbed, ruined the games, or ruined the game's experience or game's philosophical approach. No, as it would feel completely dull into this time because people's mind have so much adjusted to this today's standards of game system, game offers, such as the Battle Pass. No, it just will not be the same again. It's like back in the days, the first go the difficulty gaming. When you would buy the game, you actually would have the fun to play the game. No, you buy the game, you go home, be it on the PC. You obviously had to install the game first. Then I don't know, install the game, configure the game, and then start the game. Right? With console, you just bought the game, put the switch onto the console, also open up the tray or something, and put the cartridge with the game disc inside the tray, and then start the console, and launch the game. That's it. You have those iconic, startup sounds from PC or PS1, starting up sounds, and then obviously all you would need to do is like either go single player or multiplayer, split screen, right? And just have the fun playing it. Depending on how you would fare well with the game, if it was fun or not, despite you would play, because it was at least bringing fun. And then if you had like so much fun that you have completed it, you were just enough for you. It's like you could then replay it and no issue whatsoever. And then once you replay it again, and you probably have like say the next one should be as good as should it be as good as this one, maybe better or not, but you may go to the next game and do the same thing. And the game fun scale was on a different approach level, and it did not suffer from other bits and pieces that are not currently on the horizon. On the horizon, no? So yeah, try to think yourself, right? Try to think yourself. You buy a game today, you say not buy a game, let's say, yeah, and if you okay, let's say today's time, if you when you buy the game today, you don't go out to the retail shop anymore. Here, you go on the online portal of the game site. You create an account. You put all your personal details, this and that. You then go to the shop. You order the game. You purchase the game through that portal or website. You pay it through your credit card or Mastercard or something, or your PayPal or whatever. The payment options are there, and then obviously, you get the link to download the game. No, not the game. You get first the launcher. When you have download the launcher, you install the launcher. Then the launcher gets launched. Once the launcher is ready, you can download the game that you have bought finally. So the game starts downloaded. It gets downloaded. It gives you a mouse bear. Yeah, and then obviously, um, what's next? And then obviously, once the whole thing is done, game has been downloaded on the launcher and has been updated, and then you may press play and you may proceed with the game to play. That's the procedure of today's games of how you would actually make it, process from buying it to serving it, you know. And yeah. And then once you have, installed, you actually play the game. There's of course the difference between having not fun and having fun, and having a blast off. And then once you have enough of blast off, you want to continue, but because there's no FA. Yeah, and then obviously, once you have in the progress of playing that game, you have other things and pieces that has been added there or would be added there. I think there's a battle pass, have extra cosmetic, extra content you may do after having played the main story campaign or something like this. Just to give a little bit of filler content, or like you have and then obviously you have all your DLCs that cost not too cheap, not too expensive, but they cost already for some a little bit of your little budget, uh, yeah, your monthly budget, and then obviously you yeah, I've been thinking to myself, how I would feel if I would play, or I mean, I say I'm an old veteran in terms of I'm not old, I'm not old. I can surely proudly say myself I'm a veteran in terms of the gaming game era, movie era, or the anime era. You may say I have witnessed how it started because I was born in like '87. I have maybe not witnessed personally uh, right away the '90s or the end of the '80s, but surely I have caught up to the '90s, '80s type of things when I was having the right age. I had my eyes, ears that have caught up all the interests, actually debuted to what I am today or have acquired for today's time. And I can say this is this. It's like I know having my times playing fun and over, regardless of its time, flawless, too many. And then obviously, honestly, and then obviously I have asked myself, would I play the game today without all the things that have been added up? I'd say yes, I would. Why? Because my origins coming from the time where such thing did not exist and did not have the need to have it. The games back then did not have the need of a battle pass, did not have the need for extra price content, DLCs or whatever. You don't need for a free-to-play version or a pay-to-win feature, cash shop, top type of things, cosmetics and so on. Did not need games like Unreal Tournament '99, Quake 3, um, Heretic, Hexen, Doom, Wolfenstein, CSM, Social Fortune 1, um, even games like Syndicate Wars, StarCraft 1, and including Brute Wars. Games like, what would you call, um, um, Future Cop LAPD, Metal Gear Solid 1, um, Devil May Cry 1, um, Tekken 3, Dead Alive 1, Soul Edge, or Soul Blade, you call. You had um, Toshiden Arena, Star Gladiator 1 and 2, Bloody Roar. You had, Dragon Ball GT Final Bout, Budokai Tenkaichi 2, 3. You had games like Mortal Kombat, uh, Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, and you had Mortal Kombat Shaolin monks, what do you call them, right? Which was a great Mortal Kombat back then, I'm not gonna lie. Also the other type of platforms like the SNK and Neo Geo games Ki- uh, um, like like Fatal Fury, King of Fighters, like one of my other favorite games is also what they call um, oh my god, what's the game? Last Blade. Was it Last Blade? Um, Obviously, Metal Slug was a great fun. All these SNK was Capcom, SNK vs Street Fighter, Marvel superheroes, Marvel vs Capcom, X-Men vs Street Fighter, and all these other like, crossover games beaten up. Um, Even Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Alpha 0, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 0. Um, were they all were on a different league. And those games did not have had any need for a Battle Pass. I obviously have missed 007 GoldenEye on the N64 back in the days as well. Or even Counter-Strike 5.6. But that was a game as well back in the days. And also other games like the Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, or Need for Speed 4 Asphalt, or like Need for Speed 5 Porsche. That was like those really great games in different genres. Those games just did not have any need for any those of Battle Pass, extra cosmetics, DLCs. I mean, all those extra bits and pieces that just extra things and did not need it. And it was fun as they were without anything of it. Yeah. And nowadays, name any game that doesn't have anything, at least one of the features. Every game you have today, they have a Battle Pass. They're either free to play or they're full version. They all have so-called the cash shop varieties. Yeah, they all have payable services. They all have so-called possible features may give to you as you go to pay to win advantage, be it an instant or be it throughout the progress, playing the progress now. And I would say the monthly subscription fees and an extra premium pass cost fees for the Battle Pass if you are up for it, and of course as well, so many other bits and pieces that is so much different and makes it a little bit, dull if you would remove it all today. Just like this. It's like it would be removing the whole addiction out of you. Right? Out of that, you would be like, nah, give it back. Give it back to me. I need more. I can't live without them. I need them. Yeah, my copy of them. Give it back to me. Yeah, have it. Take them. Fine. Have it. That's like, it's how it would be today's time for people, not like me, for people like for the new generations. I mean, for new from a different type of generations, unlike the old ones, the veterans that know what gaming is or were back then. If you would compare it to today's gaming greed, gamers greed now. Yeah. I think that's that too. And now if you have any, let me know down comes down the section below as well. What do you think? How the game would be in today's time if you would remove all the recent things that have been added up to the games industry and remove them all, and how would you feel about having none of that and playing to having the game roots how it were back in the days. Just let me know how you would feel. Would it feel like for you dull? Would you actually feel actually great without them? And whatever. That's that. Thanks for watching and catch you another time again. Cheers.